Unaona sisi kama Wakenya kitu hatujui ni hiyo kitu yenye hatujui ni nini hiyo hatujui. Sasa hivi tunasumbuka na hiyo kitu yenye hatujui. Kila kitu kingine tunajua. Na tukijua hiyo yenye hatujui hiyo mtajua hamjui.
I am a failure. I was not ready for this job. I still cannot believe that I am a cabinet secretary. I just wanted good, expensive gold watches and belts. I agree I must go.
Enough with the lies. You must stop the abductions. You must stop extrajudicial killings. We will not come here to listen to your stories. You have abducted someone. His family is crying. And you are here telling us stories. Enough is enough. Extrajudicial killings and disappearances must end now. We must stop this madness. We must stop these evil things you are doing to us. It is not right to abduct someone and not present them to court. And you are here telling us stories about... Let me speak. I will sit down. This is not right. Why should they abduct someone and instead of producing them to court, they come here to start telling us stories about, I don't know, my client did this. Your client what? Then what are we supposed to do? If the people who are supposed to protect us have turned out to be the greatest threat to us.
Ndio kuingia State House bana. Wewe mzae. Namba ni ile inamaliza na 11 mzae. Ndio mimi nimeshaingia State House mzae. Check namba ni hiyo. Namba ndio hiyo. Ni mimi peke yangu tu nimeshaingia. 2 milioni atumo kwa namba.
Guys, ever since the 25th June protests, I wanted to understand how the Mau Mau did their things back in the day. Because most people told me, Val, you cannot just sit at a corner and pray. The Mau Maus left and they did their thing in the bush. So I got this book that you're seeing on your screen right now. It's called Mau Mau From Within. It was written by Karari Njama and Donald Barnett. As I was going through the table of contents, guys, something struck me. Chapter 12 of this book is called The Prophets of 25th June. Remember, this book was published in 1966. The things that are happening within the book happened in the 50s, which is like almost 70 plus years back. So let me read you the first sentence in this chapter, and it says, Karari's account of the 25th June raid, and more specifically of the failure of the Kariaini forces to carry out their part in this all-out attack. It focuses attention on the role and influence of the Seers among the Aberdare guerrilla forces. So according to this book, the Mau Mau respected the opinion and the guidance of the Mundo Mugo. So these were like the seers and prophets. They usually gave advice on raids and other military matters. They used their war magic against the enemy. They conducted cleansing ceremonies. They transmitted messages from Gai, usually received in dreams, to the guerrilla leaders. Okay, so back to this June 25th all-out attack, which is what they called it. So General Madenge gathered a group of warriors, around 1,600, and divided them into 32 groups of 50 people each. Okay, so they were fighting these battles in the Aberdare forest, and as they went out and camped, some of the warrior groups saw a deer and a gazelle cross their path. And that is when they remembered what the seers had told them, that each time a deer or a gazelle crosses your path when you're in a raid, it means that you're going to be defeated or the raid will not be successful. So you should retreat and leave the scene. So when some warrior groups saw these animals cross their path, they retreated and they did not continue with the raid. So it means they were short-staffed. Now the colonial powers or the government at that time, they had heavy machinery. They were using bombs. They were using machine guns. That day, they were very, very prepared. So the team's raid was not successful. That all-out attack. Now, the thing that really, really caught my attention is how the government reacted to that June 25th, 1953 all-out attack by the Mau Mau. And this is what it says. I'm going to put the screenshot here. Now, the government reaction against our June 25th raids was very bad. The survivors, or peasant civilians, were forced to rebuild all the roads and bridges and construct new roads so that the military vehicles could move more quickly and easily from one place to another. So that was the first punishment. The second punishment was there was an increase in personal tax to 75 cents so that the government could get more money for maintaining its forces and partly to repair the damage caused by our warriors on the all-out attacks. Isn't this similar to what we're going through right now as a country? Increased taxes. Anyway, let me continue. All the Kenya Europeans were mobilized to strengthen the Kenya regiment. With their arrival in the reserves, the brutality of shooting civilians in cold blood increased. Don't we see that right now? Don't we see it? I will not read the motto. You can just read it on the screenshot. And it goes on to say that people during this month of June, in my location, he then goes ahead and lists a list of people that were called out of their houses, taken to Kamoko Home Guard Center, where they were badly beaten, and then they were taken out of the camp end, if you know what I mean. There was also an increase of inhumane torture in the local camps. You guys can just read what that torture involved. Men were castrated, beatings were aimed at fracturing a limb. They were putting bitter herbs inside of women's vaginas. Those bitter herbs were called tabai or hatha. They were poisonous, stinging plant leaves of the nettle family, which caused great pain and swelling for half a day. That is what they were inserting into women's vaginas. They were also pressing testicles and breasts with pliers. Now, guys, history is repeating itself. Whatever happened on 25th June of 1953 is exactly what we are seeing now.
So guys, I know by now you've seen the responses. The Kenyans, after must go kutuuliza how should he go. Komogo enori. Na record, unasikiza vitu zako hapo. Una kichwa mzuri. Toto. Anyway. Najua by saa hii mmeona hizo responses za Wakenya venye wanamwambia venye ataenda. Wamemwangalilia baka bei ya Bolt. Baka kwa Google Map wakaangalia time ya kutoka State House baka Sugoyu. Wakampigia baka North Rift picha. Tunauliza utaendaje? Wakampigia North Rift. But above all, kuna mguka amejam. Mzee si amekasirika baka anasema hatunatuuliza uende aje. Kwani ulikuja aje? Si uende hivyo venye ulikuja. Tulikupatia kazi, unafaa kukaa miaka 5, umelemewa mwaka wa 3, si utoke. Ati unatuuliza uniende aje. Hiyo si swali unafaa kuwa unatuuliza. Rinda kwa ngumi walai. Ama nikuweke sweep. Half time.
The saddest realization of being a Kenyan is that your government wakes up every day to give you 2 options. That you either die by the bullet, and this bullet can get you anywhere, whether you're in the streets, in your house, in your balcony chilling, or you die by economic sabotage.
In 2022, most Gen Zs were too young to vote. But by 2027, 14 million Gen Zs will be eligible to vote, a massive increase of 79%. Back in 2022, youth aged between 18 and 34 made a total of 8.8 million of registered voters, accounting for 40% of Kenya's total voter base. Right now, Gen Z is aged between 13 and 28 years. This means millions will be ready to vote in 2027. The total number of youth voters is expected to hit 17 million, forming the largest and possibly most influential voting bloc in the country. This generation isn't just big in numbers, They have led protests, mobilized online, and called out for accountability. But the big question remains, will they show up at the ballot and use their numbers to change the game in 2027?
Now the next election, yes. Unajua hawa ndio watakuwa nasema fagia wote ama mtasema namna gani? This generation, yes, they use their might because they didn't vote, the largest vote in the last election.
Where the Kenyan people have reached William Ruto, even if he built gold roads to everybody's single home, to every home, he builds gold roads, gold paved roads, you will not reclaim that lost ground. It's gone. That ground has gone. It will never go back to William Ruto. No amount of child donations will change the public perception. William Ruto is trying to fool God. He cannot fool God. God is omnipresent and he can see through this. And he knows his intention even before. It will not work. That is why you saw Kenyans coming out of their numbers to go and demonstrate at that church in Bloisan. And it's because of his handling of the economic situation of the nation.
Kenya, brothers, this is an advice from a guy who is a kid of a Syrian revolution. Record everything, document everything, every protest, every face you can get, document their faces, document police who shoots at you, document other protesters who try to do bad things, and then the media will brush everybody as terrorists or bad people. Get your phone out and record. That's your best weapon, your phone. Not a gun, not anything. Record, because that's how you hold people accountable. One day or another, the government will fall, and this will be evidence for later on. Trust me. It's happening all over the world with Syrians. So you can do the same thing. And free Gen Z in Kenya.
How low was the bar for us to vote an ICC suspect? Yes. In consecutive terms, ICC suspect number 1, Uhuru. ICC suspect number 2, Ruto. Yes. I am not surprised that this government is hunting and haunting the dissenters of this regime because they are using the Moi manual. Ruto ni mtoto wa Moi. Amefunzwa na Moi siasa za kuabduct watu, siasa za kuua watu, siasa za kuintimidate watu, na siasa za kutumia vijana vibaya. Na sisi tumekataa.
A man joins politics in 1992. There's bloodshed. He joins the parliament in 1997. Bloodshed. He's a major party in 2007, 2008. Bloodshed. His party's re-election is contested in 2018. Bloodshed. He becomes president in 2024. Blood spills on our streets every damn day. And the perfect example, there is no even perfect example, because what happened today was just crazy work, to be honest. And then the speech following after that, I don't know, man.
The bar was so low that Kenyan voters elected ICC suspects twice. And for some reason, we thought that whatever they were accused of, they wouldn't do it to their own countries. Tafakari ya baba.
Ruto, makosa utafanya 2027, acha tu nikuambie mapema. Ni ati tumepiga kura kuchange governance, tunataka good governance, alafu tunaona tuna lead kwa screen atu watu wamekupigia kura, utatuambia nani alikupigia hizo kura na hizo namba zenye una lead nayo mbele ulitoa wapi?
Abducting us and killing us won't stop us. Seizing the future of this nation. R.I.P. to our fallen soldiers. Yes, they knew that freedom had a price. Peace, ease. Our country will not give enough.
I don't know about you guys, but as for me, any content that is not related to what is happening in my country right now, I'm scrolling past it. In solidarity for those young soldiers who have been on the battle for justice, I just, my guilt, my Kenyan guilt cannot allow me to just be comfortable in watching other content. I feel like, right now we have to be on the know of what is happening in our country from time to time. I don't know about you, but as for me, that's how I feel. Thank you.
Hi Kenyans, mi sina maneno mengi. All I want to say is Ruto must go, like yesterday. Bye.
This is Selector Dede.
Wanadhani ya si bongo lala, ikikupita we bongo lala. Na walosema jana iwezi fika leo, tuko ground tunasoza. Hatujikuku mewaka sana, na mabistu wanachafua rada. Na walosema jana iwezi fika leo, tuko ground tunasoza. Hakuna boka, peleke shuleni watasoma. Madaktari wamegoma, hapo sani Yesu atatuponya. Wambie punde imechoka sana, farasi bado ijapatikana. Ni mandai wanagonya na mali wanaponda, unakonda wananona. Maandamano, 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 amise maandamano, maandamano, maandamano,